Types of joints. This is Pogo. He is like a stiff ball. If he had to pick up something from the floor, he would have to drop himself down on the floor, as he would not be able to bend. Now let us watch him swimming. He looks like a log of wood propelling himself forward. He will not be able to turn or even move his hands or legs. Do you think Pogo can climb stairs? Maybe by hopping from one step to another. But he will not be able to dance. He cannot do myriad things that we do, such as write, draw, paint, and stitch. What enables you to carry out all these activities? Bending our arms and legs is made possible by joints located in the hard framework of bones called the skeleton. Let us learn more about joints. At the end of this module, you will be able to list the functions of the human skeleton, identify the different types of joints, and describe the movement caused by each type of joint. The human body is made up of bones and muscles. Bones form the framework and give a definite shape to our body. They help in movement and also protect internal organs like the brain, heart, and lungs. The skeleton of an adult has 206 bones. They are of different shapes and sizes and are attached to one another by joints. There are several joints in the human body, and these different joints allow different types of movements. Let's find out more about types of joints in this module. The bones are attached to each other at places called joints. Most of the joints are movable, but some are immovable, that is, they cannot be moved. For instance, the bones in the skull are immovable because they protect important organs like the brain and eyes. Movements in these areas might harm these organs. The joints in the skull are called immovable joints. Muscles are attached to the bones by strong fibers called tendons. Bones are attached to each other by strong stretchy tissues called ligaments. When we move our lower arm up, we will feel the muscle in the upper arm contracting and becoming rigid as it has to pull the arm up. When you lower your arm, the muscle at the back of the arm contracts, bringing it down. So muscles and bones together help in movement. There are 4 kinds of movable joints in our body: hinge joint, ball and socket joint, pivot joint, and gliding joint. Let's understand the function of each joint one by one. Have you observed the hinges of doors? These hinges allow the door to move outwards and inwards. The type of joint that works like a door hinge is called a hinge joint. The hinge joints are located in our elbows, fingers, knees, and toes. Hinge joints allow both forward and backward movement. Try to move your arm all around. The joint that allows movement in all directions is called the ball and socket joint. The shoulder and hip joints are examples of ball and socket joints. Here the ball-shaped end of one bone fits into the cup-shaped socket of the other bone, which allows maximum movement in any direction. The joint that can move by rotating is called pivot. In the human body, the pivot joint is found between the head and the backbone. It allows the head to move sideways and also up and down. The joint below the elbow is also an example of a pivot joint. This joint helps the forearm move in a semicircular way. The joint in which the bones can glide over each other is called a gliding joint. The gliding joint is found in the wrist, where 4 bones are placed in 2 rows each. These bones glide over each other during movement. The gliding joint is also present in ankles. Let's have a quick recap of what we have learned. Skeleton is a framework of bones which protects the internal organs, gives shape to the body, and helps in movement. A joint is a place where 2 bones meet. The movable joints found in the human body are the hinge joint, ball and socket joint, pivot joint, and gliding joint.